Another day, another trailer park, obviously. So this video is really just going to be answering everyone's questions. Where did we get the RV? How much does it cost? Where are we going? When are we coming back? Are our kids even surviving it happily? And what do we think of it so far? But also, how long are we on the road, and just how long is that road going to be? So stay tuned. I'm going to answer all of those questions. Question number one, which I'm going to answer right away, I'm going to tell you is the most asked question that I've had across social media. Why are we even doing this? Why are we in a trailer park? Why are we in many trailer parks? And that is a good question. If you had asked me summer 2019 if I would be doing this, I would have been like, psh, fat chance. But here we are. And we're gonna keep doing it. So why are we doing this? Number one, our kids have been out of school for like forever, and this is just a really interactive and good way to give them a slice of education and geography and American history and things that they might have totally missed out on this year. So number one is just getting our kids to see the world and experience a little bit of life that they can't do fully in quarantine. Now, with quarantine said, we are so socially distanced in that RV. We may be traveling and going all sorts of places, but we are not on airplanes, which I'm not willing to go on. We are not in hotels, not willing to go on those. You can see the tour in my last video of what the inside of the RV looks like. Now, obviously it's not a palace, but it is good enough to sleep 5 kids and 2 adults for the next few weeks. We're also not doing restaurants, and it comes with a kitchen, so that's important. And we're just COVID safe. We're not putting ourselves in really risky situations. We're going to really remote locations, and we're just off the beaten path, and I think that is really cool. So the combination of family time, family education time, and not coming into contact with tons of coronavirus, good enough for me. That was enough reason to give it a try. The number 2 most asked question is, how long are you on the road for? Are you guys out of your minds? Why are you doing this for so long? And are you okay mentally? I mean, I don't know if we're okay mentally because we're doing this for a long time, but we have booked this RV for a full month with an option to extend. How much longer we'll do it for, I don't know. We might go for a 5th week or a 6th week, but we're not doing this like for the rest of time, but definitely while the summer is here and the weather is good and we're still enjoying each other and not screaming our heads off. So definitely at least 1 month. Okay, next question. What route are we taking? What are we seeing along the way? So I'm gonna give you some highlights of the really cool things that we've seen along the way, but I'll give you our basic roadmap right now, which is pretty easy. We picked this RV up in Connecticut. We drove through our home state of New York, stopped on Lake Ontario for one night. Then we continued to Niagara Falls. Then we went to Lake Erie, all the way on the Ohio coast of Lake Erie. We saw a couple of our very close friends for a socially distanced camping hang. They brought their tent. We had our RV. It was really cool. Then we spent the weekend, the entire weekend, at a campground in Indiana, which was definitely a very different slice of life. All right, we're leaving this Indiana campground. Speed limit 5, and there's a urinal with a bench on a tree. And then we continued the following Sunday through Illinois, passed right through it, stayed one night near St. Louis, Missouri, and somehow we became the center float. Our giant RV became the center float in the St. Louis Pride Parade, which we did not expect or even plan in any way, but we were driving through it not knowing it was happening in that neighborhood where we were driving through trying to do socially distanced sightseeing. And then we noticed everyone started honking for us and just like loving that there was an RV. So we joined and became the center float. That was cool. It was cool. Then we went to Oklahoma and we stayed on the Cherokee Nation Reservation. Now, what was really cool about that is that The Native American reservations just kind of, by definition, are socially distanced. There's a lot of big open land, not a lot of density, and everyone's been extraordinarily nice to us and just cool about us hooking up to electricity and water and charging us a little bit of money for that and saying, good luck out there. We'll all remain socially distanced. From Oklahoma, we did a night outside of Amarillo, Texas. I will tell you that Texas scares the holy moly out of me. We did not even get out to breathe the air. That may sound insane, but I did not come this far. I did not fight this hard to do everything I did for my family to stay safe just to mess it up in an RV park in Texas. Nope, not for me. And then from there, we made it to New Mexico, which is where we are now, and it's incredible. There's so much more to New Mexico than I think most people on the East Coast know. I think some people think like, oh, Santa Fe, I've seen postcards, I've seen some movies, I remember the Newsies, but there's just so much more to New Mexico that people need to see and know about, and I'll make a whole other video about that after. But that is our itinerary, and then we will head back at some point, but we're not worried about that for now. Let's talk about what everyone really wants to know. Where did you get this RV? How much does it cost? And did you have to buy it? So let's start with no, I did not buy it. I don't think I would feel comfortable buying an RV just yet. This is my first time taking an RV anywhere. It's my first time even camping. I'm so city, it's like ridiculous. So we rented it because if you were to buy a Fleetwood Bounder, this giant thing, you'd be in for like 165 grand, which is bananas. I'm not here for that. These are recession times, and I'm not here to buy a motorhome that costs as much as a condo in Boca. Not happening. So we rented, and I'm gonna leave the links down below to the specific rental that we chose. If you choose to use those links, that's great. They're affiliate links, but I'll tell you that the owner we rented from is not some close personal friend or anything. We've gotten to kind of know him and love him and adore him, but you know, we're not here to shamelessly plug just his RV. I'll tell you that basically anything on the site is fair game. I think they vet all of their RVs, and there's insurance that comes with it. So now let's get down to the nitty gritty of what all this costs. It is not cheap. So if you think you're gonna get away with this way cheaper than like staying at hotels, motels, Airbnbs, you need to think again. You need to consider this if you want a big and sophisticated piece of machinery, which is what this is. And I know this is mind-blowing that I'm even talking this way, that you need to invest in that. So if you want a nice hotel, you pay for it. If you want a really junky roadside motel, that's what you're paying for. In our case, we are actually paying a few $100s a day, and that includes all the extra insurance, which really is significant because, shocker, I did not have RV insurance before this. So all in for about a month, including all the insurance, but not including diesel fuel, which is what this takes, and not including all your, you know, little bells and whistles and things you want to bring with you. It's about $10,000, which is a lot of money. You could definitely fly your family to Italy on that money, but the thing is, are you going to fly your family to Italy at this point? No, I don't think so. That you should know that apparently this summer RV demand is up over 650%. Now, I'm not shocked because schmucks like me have never RV'd before and suddenly are like, whoa, I'm spending my whole summer in an RV. So I obviously can't be the only one. And based just on the sheer volume of people on my Instagram who've been like, how much did it cost? Where did you get it? And how can I get one? I can imagine that RV demand is kind of blowing through the roof right now. I had to take a little pause. The trailer park police came to stop me and say, are you videoing here? Are you staying here? Which slot are you in? So I had to tell them I'm in slot 42, and yes, I am. And is it okay that I video here? Apparently that is a really sensitive topic. Who knew? Okay, I hope that answered a lot of your questions. If you have more questions, you can definitely drop them down below. I'm going to answer them. I'm looking at this pretty frequently. I will be uploading more videos more regularly. And I hope this is helpful to you. If it is, hit that little like button for me, and I'll be back soon. Bye from the trailer park.